Good morning and welcome back to live coverage of the 2025 Bowl Scotland National Championships from the National Centre for Bowling in Ayr. Gorgeous pictures of Ayr Beach, just a short walk away from here. But it's another slightly dark and overcast day, but plenty of great bowls in store. It's day 3 of 8. We have another 3 live matches coming up for you on the Bowl Scotland YouTube channel and Facebook page. You can enjoy live coverage from the 2025 Bowl Scotland National Championships every day this week, culminating with the gents and ladies singles finals on Sunday. Welcome everybody, I'm Paul Mitchell. Colin Noon is alongside me. There is the menu for today. We're going to start off with the ladies over 55 singles second round. Ayrshire against Aberdeenshire. Linda McCain and Linda Harper go head to head for a place in the third round. Then at 12 o'clock it's the turn of the gents over 55 singles. Again a second round match, Ian Garrick against Alan McDade. And then the main match of the afternoon, 4 o'clock till 7, the mixed pairs final, live on the BBC Sport website and the BBC iPlayer. Seafield from Edinburgh, Aileen Fulton and Ross McKnight. And despite what it says on the graphic, Pat Heed tends to be the way it's pronounced. Moray Walker and Colin Walker will play. That will be a fascinating final. Hope you're going to stay with us as much as you can for what should be another great day of bowls. Dale Clancy has been around, and also Stuart McFarlane, but today I get to slot in beside Colin Noon, and Colin, the first couple of days has been very interesting indeed.
Yeah, good morning everyone. Welcome back, Paul. Nice to have you back in the hot seat with us. Yeah, it's been a great couple of days. We've seen some tremendous bowls, and I think we've done really well to see and watch the youths that have played in the last 2 days. It's great to give them their place on the big stage, and I think we've seen some tremendous performances from them.
And these are big moments for a lot of these players. Some are playing at this level for the very first time. And, you know, when I first joined the bowling club, which wasn't yesterday, I have to say, people talked about going to Ayr. It has a mythical status in Scottish bowls. And if you can say you played in the national championships, you tend to get a wee nod of the head along the way.
Yeah, I think it's been prestigious for a number of years, and you know, it's one of the hardest things to do is to actually just get out your district. In fact, sometimes it's hard enough to get out your club in some cases. So to get here and to qualify and then get a run in the national championships is what you really want. Nobody wants to come here and lose in the first round, but unfortunately we lose half our competitors at that stage. So to get a run and to get through to the medal matches and to walk away here with a medal is an amazing achievement.
Tri-lane being played at the moment on green A. There are 4 greens here in use. Hurlford against Harlaw. Linda McCain against Linda Harper. On the tri-lanes, I know players will get different approaches to tri-lanes. Some will ignore the jack altogether and play the weight they think they're going to play. What's your approach to the tri-lane?
Singles, you know, I think most players will play 2 balls on one side of the rink, 2 balls on the other, and you're really just trying to find line and length, and you're also trying to work out, you know, what is the best side of the rink to lead off. I got some advice many years ago from a legend of the game, Willie Wood, when he said that if you're playing singles and you find a nice side of the rink to play, he says stick to it. He says if your opponent puts one in the way, he says go inside it or outside it. He says and you'll achieve consistency. And I've used that rule throughout my bowling career. Hasn't paid much dividends to be fair, but I have used it, and it'll be interesting to see where the players settle. I think in the early ends.
What I often find fascinating is if somebody gets off to a bad start, and you know, do they then, you know, if they're playing opposite hands to their opponent, do you go on to that hand to try and spoil? There's so much to this game that just leads to the interest, and it's part of it is the delivery, but part of it you've got to think about it as well.
Yeah, we were just chatting off air there before we came on, and I think once you start to think about this game is the moment that it starts to destroy you. I think you need to just rely on, you know, consistency of delivery, your pre-delivery routine, and make sure you're lined up properly, and then from that point on it's all about weight. And you know, I've always said you can't really teach anybody weight, and weight control is something that you yourself have to feel.
So the 2025 Bowl Scotland National Championships ladies over at 55 singles second round We'll be getting underway. Two Lindas, Linda McCain and Linda Harper. There's the handshake, and we get ready to get underway. I was going to say the time for talking's almost over. It's almost over. It's all about the action now.
Yeah, we saw quite a lot of crowd interaction in the last 2 days from the players, which is really quite interesting. I think you'll see different approaches from different individuals, where some will completely zone out from what's going on around them, and others will just enjoy that social interaction. So I guess that's the joy of the game of bowls. You play it your way, and you find whatever way is successful for you.
Nice opener.
We saw a bit of this rink a couple of days ago, and interesting that I think in one of the mixed pairs games we saw that both leads opted to play the inside hand, and for almost half the game struggled on it until they went to the ditch side, which tended to be the more consistent route to the jack. So let's see what these players land on this morning.
Tighter line. And swings away.
Yeah, and that is typical of what we saw 2 days ago. You go over the line, it holds out straight where Linda's McCain's ball landed, and if you go under, then you have that same problem. Very difficult to find centre rink.
Again, it's quite a tight line. There, then. There's an open hand, or the hand you've been playing all the time.
Just needs to find good weight here and keep off that front bowl. Which she does successfully. Yep. Good addition.
Nicely done. And that's exactly what we were talking about. It's the options, isn't it? She could have kept the same hand. There was arguably less danger. On another day, you might tap that red ball over. One out. And two shots. Colin, you can't beat getting on the card first. It's always a good feeling.
It definitely settles the nerves, doesn't it? You always want to get on the card. The last thing you want to be doing is scratching about for shots when your opponent's streaking away from you.
Opting for the longer length. Lovely place. Well, that looked good, but it might not have worked quite the way she was hoping for.
I was about to say she settled quite nicely on a line on that hand, but she just overplayed it slightly and she's nudged the jack back. Not taking the chance to punish that though.
Line narrow.
And equally overplayed. I think she's scared herself with her third ball there and she's just held on to that one. So a nice chance for Linda to play that same line round the front blue balls. Any nudge on the jack, chance to make 3. The grimace says that's not correct.
Didn't like it immediately. And doesn't do any damage on the way through.
Difficult to say from the camera angles, but the best indication is the marker who's holding one red lollipop.
Well, it's certainly close. I don't know about you, if it's close, I give nothing away.
No, me neither.
Umpire called. Well, you said it that the marker had red in his hand, so he fancies that, but it's not definitive, and if in doubt, just get it measured.
And equally, you know, even when the marker does give an indication, it's only his opinion. I think the players need to get used to coming up and visiting the head and making their own mind up, especially if it's close. But these markers are very experienced and they have a good eye. It's certainly a heavy touch on the red ball.
Defined contact for sure.
Well, 1 to blue. Somewhat unusually, you would expect the umpire to go back and ensure that the tape hasn't slipped against the red one, but it must have been obvious. So Linda Harper moves into a 3-shot lead. So the damage that we thought she had done, she clearly didn't. So she moves on.
The umpire's word is final, of course, and sometimes you will get the recheck if there's any doubt, but certainly in his mind there it was fairly conclusive. Had a good opening for Linda Harper. Beat Lynn Houston of Prestwick yesterday. Must be the year for Lindas and Lynns.
Yeah, Lynn just pipped at the last few ends there. Member of my club, but she has another chance this week because she's playing in the ladies' pairs with her daughter Rebecca, and her other daughter Emily is currently playing in the under 25s up on Green D.
Good balls finally. I don't know about you, I always find it more stressful playing with my dad and my brother. It's just, I know there's a lot of family dynamics in bowls, but it can be a stressful thing as well.
Yeah, I find it completely stressless these days because I play with my son, and where in previous years I would have skipped that combination. He's now at a point where he's better than me, so leading is my game, and I find that completely stressless.
Just finding her way well, Linda Harper, in these opening few ends.
Yeah, you can see she's starting to enjoy that hand. It's quite steady, and it's a wide hand, but equally it's quite forgiving at the same time. This is not a bad reply though.
Been that kind of morning so far for Linda McCain. Looking on. Measure.
I'm sure the temptation for Linda here will be to move to the other side and try and sit the red ball out, but that's not an easy shot to play on this hand. She's found good line with two bowls. She may be well served just to play the draw on the other side. She'll either drop tight into the red one or touch the jack for two.
And let's make your mind up time. Once you leave the head, the shot should already be in your head. There shouldn't be a need to pause, but human nature, you might doubt the call that you've made.
Chance. Played it well. Very good.
Oh, it's terrific. Couldn't have played that any better.
Yeah, and don't underestimate the difficulty of that shot on that side. That was an excellent delivery.
Yeah, it's the kind of shot that is worth a smile. The other thing, Colin, is it doesn't actually leave a great deal for Linda McCain here. There's not a great shot on.
Yeah, she really just has to repeat her previous delivery on that ditch side, and the hand will drop. The danger, of course, is the blue one in the front.
Not there. So a good start to this ladies over 55 singles round 2 match for Harlow's Linda Harper takes a 5-0 lead. I've got a question for you, and I'm not suggesting you lose the first 3 ends of every game you play, but chances are you've done that in the past. I've lost more than 3 ends to start a game. What's going through the head now? Because you need that jack back at some point.
I think at the minute she just hasn't settled. You know, I think she's got to trust the game. You know, you don't get here by being a bad player or a poor player. So the game's there. I think she just has to find that line and length and settle. You've seen she's played quite a lot of tight bowls, on both sides of the rink. So she's going to have to trust the rink here and put the ball out far enough to let it drop down. By contrast, Linda Harper has definitely trusted the links. She's putting them out, and they're finishing really, really well. You can see how wide she's going there. Maybe just overcooked it this time, but but it's coming back a really good distance. Now, this will be interesting because the temptation will be to go onto the other side of the rink, and she has. So you can see she's now being forced to chop and change her side, which will be different line, different length.
It's a little break there. One blue.
This looks good.
Certainly likes it. And that'll catch the eye as well. Be interesting just to watch the way Linda. She does keep her eye on her. She is going to change. She has been playing very narrow. I was just wondering, Colin, if she wasn't stepping out wide enough. She's just keeping a little bit narrow off the mat. I know everybody's got a slightly different style.
Yeah, look, this could be nerves too. I mean, you know, these ladies they're on the live stream. They will know, you know, that there's cameras behind them, even though they're not particularly intrusive. You know, they're not in your face out there, but they'll know. So this could be just causing a bit of nerves, and I think she'll just be looking for one good delivery to settle herself down.
Could this be the one? Again, under the line.
And line's the problem. If you look at the four balls there, the weight on the four balls is actually very good, but constantly playing under. So she'll be conscious of that. She just has to, as I said at the start of this end, she has to trust the rink here.
So the great opening for Linda Harper continues. We can have another multiple. No, there's a little chance here.
She's just cast the jack perhaps a little bit further than they've been playing, and you know, really not followed that up with a good opener. This is a much better line. Again, good weight.
I'll take that as the opener. Hope your opponent gives you another chance.
gave this a great chance on the line. This just needs to run.
Well, I think she showed the way there.
She's good. You can see you can almost throw that as far as you like. You can almost go round the billboards here and get a good line to the jack. So I said they have to trust it.
It's a thing of beauty in bowls, a real good swinging hand. Needs the ball, it's going to cut inside. And barring disaster, Linda McCain is about to get herself on the card.
That's testing the rink to the limit this time, I think. So you can't go around the billboards.
Not on this occasion. But again, she would have learnt from, not only have you get a couple of shots here, but you've learnt from the end as well.
For sure. You know, that will, if that was nerves, this should settle the nerves down. She can now dictate the length and play her favoured jack length and hopefully start to build on a little comeback.
Always a sigh of relief when that zero gets lifted off the board for you. So a change of length and the opportunity to play on the ditch side and set the tone. Oh, it's not a bad start at all.
Picked a good line again.
Just again overcooked, but you talked about, you know, trusting the hand despite the ball might look in the way. You talked about trusting it. It's good to see Linda Harper doing just that.
Well, there's lots of room around that front bowl. It may not look particularly good from the mat end, but there is plenty of room. That ball didn't go as far as I thought it might, but she's holding at least a couple of shots here.
Needs a little borrow and gets it.
She's made the shot with that.
I think this is worth coming up to have a little look to see what your options are. If you keep your hand, you know, you can nick that blue ball to the side, you can come through, drag the jack back to your own.
She has a couple of options here, I think. I think she has the backhand draw to follow Linda Harper down to try and get the shot. She also has a shot on the other side where she could afford to play it with maybe 5 or 6 feet of pace. She's got the red one in the front to turn in. If she's wide of that, then she gets the blue one. And again, if she's wide of that again, then she puts a bit of a cover in here, because The danger, of course, is that Linda Harper goes up and gets a move on that jack to the back of the rink. So it looks like she's opting for the draw. She's not giving it enough air.
Now then. Always find this interesting, because if it was the other way around and Linda Harper was, looking for shots, you might give this a little run.
Yeah, I think she can play a positive draw here. If she's on the wide side, then she stops on either bowl, and if she does just drift under to the jack, then of course it goes in her favour. A slice in the jack's not great, but I think if she errs on the wide side here, she's got every chance of making a couple.
Well, she certainly kept it out wide.
Just not with the pace.
Beautiful line too. One blue. Linda McCain will be a little bit disappointed there. She actually played some really good balls. And it's all about greed, isn't it? You've won that first end, you want to get, two in a row and start to build. Your opponent plays one good ball, little bit of a rub.
And that's what she needs to be telling herself. She's played a couple of good ends in a row here and put balls in and about the area, and that's all you can do. This game's far from over.
There are many great sayings in the sport of bowls. One is, it's never over till you get that 21st shot. And I'm sure many of the people watching on today and many people around the greens here at Ayr have been stuck on 20 in a game at some point in their lives and just seem to be stuck on 20 almost forever.
Yeah, painful memories. Yep.
Yeah, I've done that myself. Ugh. Stupid game.
I think it's made difficult by the people who play it, I think.
Great line. So again, changing the jack length. Both players trying to find that slightly wide line.
Yeah, the really wide line's working well at the longer length. They'll have to just nip it in a little. This looks a bit better.
Perfect.
Similar line. Good reply.
It's terrific. Not lying, but opens things up. It's a great response.
It's quite obvious to me at the minute that the blue balls are actually taking a slightly wider line than the red ones. So the red ball's a Taylor ace. The blue one is a tiger. Oh, very unlucky. Just played that right there. Maybe just overplayed it, but positive play. Sit the blue one, turn the jack round the corner. Nothing for short.
We'll update you with some of the scores from around the greens here and there. And that looks like it's going to be one blue and a move into double figures Always that psychological barrier. And of the 7 ends played so far, Linda Harper has won 6 and has established a nice lead. So ladies junior singles currently going on. The holder Megan Sproat is currently leading 4-3 against Holly Barrett of Crookston. 6-3 advantage for Lauren Roddy over Emily Houston, that's Stonehaven against Prestwick. And in the ladies over 55 singles, Elgin's Isabel Lang has started well against New Abbey Christine Tennant, leads by 8-5. It's pretty tight between Leslie McComb and Angela Grant. And A6, it's 4-3. It's been a similar good start for Anne Milton of Inshore. She leads Cooper's Nikki Husband 8-0.
So I'm keeping this place clean. Keeping it clean.
Other action going on, Jets junior singles and Jets over 55s 4, so bring you some of the scores from there.
I'm just popping. So at least it lets me come out and have a look at the bowl. There's two, like how many ladies that have already here? So I've just been working. And Lauren Rose.
Here you're watching the National Championships 2025 ladies over 55 singles. It's two Lindas, Linda McCain of Hurlford and Linda Harper from Harlaw, Aberdeenshire. And it's the lady from the north. It's just settled into nice rhythm, Colin.
Yeah, she has. She's, as I said, she's picked quite good lines on this side of the rink from the get-go. She's just struggling for a bit of pace. Much the same as she did this direction in the last end. And they're just disturbed there, people moving across the back of the rink.
I'll see you later on. See you later.
It's one of those balls, when you're on the mat, you're just trying to eke it out, say, come on, just get in front of the blue and give me a chance. Not to be.
Another great line. And a great adjustment too. That is now very difficult to beat.
Beautifully played. Little spray of the chalk, marking it as a toucher.
Well, not the best ball, but she'll be very grateful that she's turned that in past the blue one. Otherwise, she could potentially have faced a count against her playing her last ball. Again, a good line. Just needs to pass the red one. Opportunity missed, you would suggest?
Yeah, it's just because it doesn't look particularly good from the mat for Linda McCain. Just seeking some clarification, but it's hard to see how she can manufacture something here. Just wants to try and clip onto the blue ball, swing the jack perhaps. Got to be careful you don't send it too far back.
Yeah, difficult to understand what she was trying to achieve playing down there. You think with the bigger swinging side that she had an opportunity to get to the jack, but maybe just got out of jail there actually, because that, whilst the balls weren't particularly close, it was building up quite badly. So a 1 is probably not the worst result in the world.
So a single shot agreed upon. So on the gents junior singles, Keith's Lee Trotter taking on Sighthouse James Isbister. They're 5 apiece on green B at the moment. There's the scorecard so far. It does not make pleasant reading if you're a fan of Hurlford, not too far away, just up in Kilmarnock. It's been a really good opening for Linda Harper of Harlaw. Just casting my eye, Colin, over the gents over 55 fours, and you know the matches that are taking place, and it's great. It's just clubs that never really face each other. You're going into the unknown when you come. You know, you've got through your club, you've got through your district, and all of a sudden it's players you might have seen in other places, but by and large it's guys you've not played against, and it's always a challenge.
It's always a challenge, but I think it's also it also plays out to the some of the benefits of the sport, doesn't it? Because it's a social game, and I'm sure there are people who have met here, many years ago who remain friends to this day. Probably bitter rivals at the time, but I'm sure friends, and friendships are made here every year. Whether it's in the stands, or standing watching the game, or on the green, or in the bar, or in the restaurant places. So I think it's a great social game. There's a lot of people flowing through here over the week, and a lot of new friendships and acquaintances made.
Again, good opening from Linda Harper with her opening ball. Not been too many times in the opening 8 ends where after the first 2 balls have been played that Linda McCain's been in a stronger position, and she will run through and hold shot here.
Yeah, nicely played. How's your weight? Because this is a great effort coming in.
Red out, blue in, beautifully played, and that's a great response.
Yeah, Linda McCain will have breathed a sigh of relief after her last delivery, but it'll be a sharp intake of breath after that one. But she's in the area again. She may just be unlucky.
Well, where there has been a gap, she's found it. And this is worth a little look here.
The danger, of course, is at the back, and depending on the position in the game, might dictate whether you try and cover that or not. Linda Harper's 11-2 in front. She has a choice here, I think. She has a choice whether to simply draw another one and hope that she doesn't widen the head any, or she switches to the other side to try and cover the 2 balls.
Again, the scoreline's got a bit of bearing on this. I have to say, if it was me, I'd go for the 3rd shot, just to be greedy. But I get why you could cover as well. But it's almost like you're saying, look, I'm confident with what I'm doing. You beat me.
Yeah, I think I would have elected to do the same, in the hope that I didn't widen the head and give another opportunity. But she's not laid that in the worst place. She'd have liked to have been another 2 or 3 feet probably past. Doesn't want to catch that one.
No, that just could make things worse, and it has.
I know camera angles are sometimes a bit difficult, but even that left-hand blue one might be in the frame here.
Oh, it's always a horrible moment walking up the green when you think there could be.
No, she's not.
That's a big score, but that's not in it.
So that will be a 3, and this is now a very commanding lead.
Linda Harper in control. Last year she reached the quarter-final stage. She is motoring her way to round 3, which is played this afternoon. Last year this tournament was won by Jan Oliver from Dumfries. Seven shots from victory. It's a nice position to be in when you know your opponent needs 19.
It definitely is, and I think Linda Harper will be aware that Linda McCain is struggling, and this is where you need to keep the foot down and keep your concentration moving on, and continue to play the way that you're playing. Again, she's out here on a good line.
Good opening ball again, just keeps the pressure on. It's an interesting point you make, Colin, given that it's a very social game. It's there's all that side, but and you put it well. You've got to keep your foot on.
Yeah, you can't afford to ease up. I've seen games turn, on a fluke, to be honest. And all of a sudden, someone's head goes down, and you're on the comeback trail. It doesn't take much to change your fortunes, but what I'm not seeing at the minute is I'm not seeing enough consistency of either line or length from Linda McCain to turn this around. And Linda Harper is keeping her under pressure.
It's just going to swing away.
It's a lonely place out there when things aren't going right for you.
Oh, at any level of the sport, isn't it? Whether you're playing just at your club or out and about, singles ties, you've got no assistance.
That'll move Linda Harper onto the other side here. There's no value now in trying to play round the swinging side. She's probably got 6 feet to draw another shot. She'll be disappointed with that, I think.
Yep. It's a real chance to make an addition. Well,
it's a slightly better line. Will it hold? It's gone.
It's gone, but what's it going to do? It's not going to help, that's for sure. It's been a tough couple of ends here for Linda McCain. Linda Harper has been very, very steady. All those blue lollipops have seen a lot of sunshine today, and they're going to be held aloft once more.
I suspect Linda Harper is looking for 4 here, otherwise she may well have kicked the 4th one away. Yep, 4 conceded.
That's 7 shots in the last 2 ends, and now knocking on the door. And bless Linda McCain, she can still smile, but it's not a fun experience out there at the moment. When you're ahead, as Linda Harper is, I think sometimes you've got to resist that temptation to hurry things along.
Yeah, I think you're right, Paul. I think she just needs to keep the rhythm, keep doing what she's doing. She doesn't need to take any cognizance of the score. She just needs to concentrate. If she's putting bowls, I think to 2 feet, which is not particularly close, then she will get over the line here, barring a big change in fortune for Linda McCain. who's clearly capable. You know, you don't get here by playing poor bowls, and she's won a game here yesterday.
Well, the longer length with the mat slightly up. Again, the loosest two openers that Linda Harper has played, and Linda McCain knows she has to get in here.
She needs to be past that blue one.
Sometimes it's just not your day.
Goodness me. Lots of room, but when your confidence is low, this will be a hard draw. She missed the line. Well, it held a lot longer than I thought.
I'm surprised as well. I thought that was going to go. It's one.
That could be the shot.
Yep. It's certainly looking on.
The Harper repeats her previous delivery. She's got half a chance of moving on to the jack. Has she pushed it?
She's found a wide line and hasn't followed through.
There's a line. Just needs to run. Encouragement from the side, but it's never over till it's over.
Well, it's always up to the players. The marker has a little look. Onus initially, I think, will be on Linda Harper here. She'll have a look. And concedes the shot.
Jack's been delivered here. Just give you a quick update from the youth triples semi-finals that are taking place this morning, and some combinations on this one. So the triple from Priorscroft, Ralston and Charleston lead Newton, Stewart and Stranraer by 7 shots to 3 after 5 ends, and the triple combination from Sochi and Alloa East End are beating Ormiston by 7 shots to 3 after 6 ends.
Shorter length and excellent opening ball. Got the birds in a flap as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's a much better start. So, you know, you just got to build confidence. You know, change your length.
Visit the Bowl Scotland website for all the latest scores from all 4 greens here in air. Linda McCain just not following that up.
For her own confidence, that second bowl had to be in and around the area. The Harper just going to go under, is she? No,
Yeah,
played
it well.
Absolute cracker. We would never have predicted a line under the red one, but yeah, she's got away with it. And a chance to build.
And as you mentioned, it was that second ball, that failure to get that second ball in to apply the pressure. And all of a sudden you're fighting. Let's see what she does here. This could be a good response. She can just drop short.
I feel that she's missed the line here again. That Linda McCain actually showed her the line there with her last bowl, but she's tugged that tight. This is now quite a difficult head to change. Although she's gave it a chance. Lacking weight.
Well, there's no need to be short here. Give it the chance.
Down to weight from there. And she pushed it.
Don't think that's enough.
Not sure.
Twelve ends played, 10 of them won by Linda Harper, who's been on good form today.
I don't think she'll want to go quite as long as she did the last time, because she just lost her way there. So I think probably a 3/4 length jack is where she has been playing best too.
Needs to take it with her. Back-to-back touchers, but neither sticking. Third ball for Linda McCain. Her second ball so often in this game has let her down slightly. Where's she going with this? Again, in and around.
Yeah, just overplayed again. Must have got the slightest of touch on the jack. I can see why Linda played that. She had the opportunity just to reach the red one and rock it down perhaps for a match lie. She may have drawn the shot. Not got any indication from the marker really.
If in doubt, presume it's against you.
Good line. Should drop inside that blue one. That's enough for the shot.
It's well played. Nicely done with the last ball. One out. Linda Harper thinks that she's lying. Second shot. And just one shot. All been there looking at that other ball thinking, is it worth the measure? And you know in your heart it's not quite in.
Yeah, I think the only way you would maybe do that is maybe even tactically, and get an umpire on, slow it down, try and regroup. But Linda McCain has to set herself small targets here. She's got to set a target of 7-8, and then if she gets to 7-8, the target's 10, and you try and move it on in small chunks. Don't try and break down the 15-shot deficit too quickly. You just got to keep chipping away, and the minute you get to, if she was to get to double figures, then you start to make your opponent think. Change of tactic, playing the backhand side coming down this way, but the same problem in terms of pace. Linda Harper punishes that opener by Linda McCain.
And so often when you're short, you will overcompensate.
So the first opportunity to hold the match winning lie. I'll be surprised if this one doesn't roll in for another.
So well played. It's a wide target, but you still presented your opponent with the problem.
Set it off on a good track, but I don't think she's pushed it. Match lie against and short, so she'll have one ball left to say in this championship.
Doesn't want to promote the red ball, but could make a mess in front. That's actually unintentionally a terrific ball.
Yeah, I think Linda McCain has to attack this now. When the draw on the forehand is on, I think it's tricky, and the fact that she's been probably struggling with line and length would maybe tempt her to play with some weight down the backhand side between the two red balls. She has a red ball at the back of the rink in play, so she has this to stay in this year's over 55 ladies singles.
Worth remembering too that Linda Harper will have right of reply. She'll have the final ball if needed.
Clear line, she's close.
She's coming round.
Let it,
Ah, it's beautiful.
Well played.
Best ball of the day for Linda McCain, and it keeps her in the championship. Now then, Colin, what do you do here?
Well, I called it right the last time, didn't I?
I tell you what, this was a gutsy shot because the runner was certainly on off the backhand.
Yeah, maybe not the best person to ask on this one, but I'm genuinely not sure. I think she has the same play that was offered, to Linda McCain. I suspect she'll play the forehand draw, and that's what she's trying. I think she's just caught in the front.
Yeah, it's not going to take it. So, one match lie saved. Back-to-back ends won by Linda McCain for the first time in the game. So from Linda Harper's point of view, she's lost 3 of the last 4 ends, but all singles, not really giving her opponent too much.
Yeah, I think she just has to console herself with the fact that she's actually not playing any worse. You know, she's still playing quite well. She's still the most consistent player on the rink, and you know, you've got to trust that the shots will come. But you know, it's clear that she hasn't switched off. That's for sure. So a change of tactic, Matt, coming up.
That's funny because somebody else said the tea yesterday and I was what just then?
Needs a good first ball here.
Sitting yesterday watching the kids, Michelle, she said that my tea's freezing. She didn't get drunk in no time at all. Well, once I eat this chocolate thing, when does it really
Not bad at all.
Yeah, quite a good opener. One of the best openers she's played probably in the whole game.
I saw him walking down there.
Well, and I mentioned last time, the second ball coming this way has been problematic.
Started it on a good line, Paul.
I don't think she wants this one back.
No, she does not.
Long game that was.
Plenty of other action taking place across the greens here in the air. Ladies over 55 fours taking place as Linda Harper just going to slide through the scoreline that catches the eye. Bailison leading Monique Feith after 5 ends 11-0. All the scores available on the Bowl Scotland website. Well, there you go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, great end. Much more like her. I'm sure that's her normal level of play. But Linda Harper has a chance. I think she's played an absolute beaut here.
Oh, it's beautifully done.
Well played.
Well, when your opponent's played 3 terrific bowls and you can pop in there.
It's almost a carbon copy of the last end, but the opposite way around, isn't it?
My Kenwood girls, they said that she I was watching. They said that she was
McCain has a choice of shots available on both sides of the rink. An opportunity to play down the forehand between her own 2 red balls to rock the blue one out for 4, or equally she could stick to the draw on the backhand side. The backhand side offers a little bit of danger. She could, if she's overplayed, slice the jack and give the game away. Let's see what she chooses.
Oh, she's running with a little bit of weight.
Yeah, cut under.
Yep, she's under.
Another chance to close the game out for Linda Harper. Same bowl as her last. Or turn the jack round the corner for a match lie.
Friday night.
Friday, aye. We'll hear about tea time. We stopped at Stirling.
Well, as it stands, she's sitting on 20.
Aye, they said we'll go to Greg's for coffee because that cost us
Let's to win the match.
Just picked a great line.
So I got a Greg's
Just over the pace.
caramel wafer.
Well, the last few ends have been tight, singles all the way.
Playing against Anne Milton. She was at the top table.
After ends 9 and 10, in which 7 shots for Linda Harper. But she is 1 shot away from round 3.
Maureen Wallace is up 13-11. She's on rank 3. And then Anne Milton is up. But the lady she's playing against is at the top table at oh, she's got, yeah, you know what I mean? I can't mind her name.
I think it's called a scoreboard malfunction, not quite sure what the issue is.
Yeah, I think if I was a player, I'd just be getting on with it, I think.
Yep. Just take the mat, let's go.
We were walking in for our meal last night and talking to him.
Oh, the tall one. No, I'm not sure what I mean. Come on, Linda. Up you come. Up you come. Yeah, because somebody said, oh, if Linda had Karen had won again, she'd be live on the TV. Then, I thought, well, Karen, Linda.
Linda Harper will be looking to improve on her last delivery to try and get this game closed out, but she's just missed the line, unfortunately.
It's probably the first time we've seen her really react. We are searching for that 21st shot, but this is a huge cushion. Doesn't need to be anxious.
It's a great line, but there's that second ball dropping up the rink.
My phone just wouldn't work unless I've got Wi-Fi. I can't get 4G for some reason.
Fault in the line here. It's a good one. Just needs to run a bit further, I think.
Round it comes. Well, that's an improvement. And it won't look too good from the mat either.
You also? You just come down today?
I say, Colin, that looked from the mat that was going through. She certainly wasn't going to make the mistake of leaving it short.
Yeah, I thought that when she delivered it. I thought the delivery looked as if she'd overplayed it. But then again, you know, at this stage there's nothing for short, and she's going to have to draw a great bowl in here to stay in the match. Well, I have to say that tactically is not the best place to have put that bowl. That is now a shoulder that Linda McCain can come off. She needs to be quick on that line, or they're going to shake hands.
Yeah, it's all over. Well, we knew Linda would win, and Linda Harper has defeated Linda McCain by 21 shots to 5. And it's the lady from Harlaw, from Inverurie in Aberdeenshire, who'll go through to round 3, which will be played this afternoon. She was very, very steady, out to an 8-0 lead, and then a 9 and 10, the 3 and the 4. That really was the killer blow.
Certainly was. I think that was the thing that moved the scoreboard along quite quickly, you know, from 11 to 18 in two ends. But I think her consistency, certainly in terms of line, was the difference in the two players. Linda McCain never really settled. She had one tremendous end, you know, playing away from the clubhouse, where she put, you know, 3 to 18 inches of the jack, and unfortunately still lost the shot on that particular end. So I think that shows that, you know, not Linda McCain's best day at the office. A couple of glimpses of what she's more than capable of, but it's Linda Harper who moves into the next round and still has her eye on the trophy.
Reached the quarter-final stage last year, hoping to at least match that this year. Good win for her though. And Linda Harper closing it out with a nice 21-5 victory. Plenty of interest around the greens, and we will be back in a little while for the 2025 Bowl Scotland National Championships. Continue the gents over 55, the second round. Arbroath against Yoker are the head-to-head clubs, and we look forward to bringing you that match.